Welcome to Royal Sports Club in Ajman, Day 3, game number 2 between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. We'll quickly run with the pitch report. Again, as the other ground has, there's even grass on the wicket. So there is going to be a lot of carry to the seamers and the ball's going to nestle into the keeper's gloves. Batsmen, again, will have to play in the V more, get more runs in front of the wicket rather than looking at backside of the wicket. Spinners, as the game wears on, the spinners will also have a bit of turn to play with, and that's going to be an exciting game here. We'll quickly go to the captains. Royal Sarabis and GS both have played 2 games and 1 games respectively. No scores on, no marks for them so far for the losses. Royal Sarabis, Prajeet, you'll have the coin. You'll do the tails is the call, and tails it is. Roy, what are you going to do?
Bat first.
You're going to bat first. All right. What is the team talk been? A young side. Both of you have got young sides with you. What has been the team talk with the boys as to how to go about approaching this game?
Yeah, we decided when we won the toss, we had to go for bat. We were let protect first score about 160 or 170.
170.
Yeah.
Yes. And Royal Sarabis, two games, no victories. There must be a lot of team talk going on as to how about getting some scores on the board and winning some matches.
I mean, we're anyways confident after ball first, but we're looking forward to bat first as well. We've got a good team with us, like you said, we've got a young team, so we hope we can do it. Need to get some points on the board.
All right, that's the news from the centre. GS Academy won the toss. They're going to take first strike on the wicket as there's a little bit of drizzle that's coming up. Stay tuned and we'll have the game coming up live in the next few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. First ball of the game between GS Academy versus Royal Sarabis. Batsman taking strike Babar, his partner Captain Rao. Dhanuka to start proceedings for Royal Sarabis. A slight delay in the game to start. We had a little bit of showers, passing showers, which didn't allow us to get the game back on time. No time lost so far. No overs to be lost as the game starts. Dhamika ensuring that he's got the men in the right place, having a word with his captain Prajeet. We're in the power play, 2 players outside the circle. We have one at long off and one at mid wicket, deep mid wicket. Dhamika to Babar. First ball straight to covers, the boundary to start the innings. That's a beautiful shot, slightly short, and the width for the batsman to take full toll of it. The wicket's got good pace on it, so ball's gonna come onto the bat, and the batsman taking full use of that. Long off moved slightly wider, and mid-on comes a bit more straighter than again trying to play it short square. Batsman crossover for a single. Score moves on to 5. Babar on 5. Rao to take strike for the first time in the game. Long off move to extra covers. Rao making, there's no slip, gets the ball down to short point and ambles over to for a single. Score moves on to 6, and 3 delivers bowled in this game so far. Dhamika bowling from round the wicket, trying to cut the angle. So far hasn't succeeded. Another short one and full toll of it over mid wicket for the first maximum of the game. Babar's not going to miss out on such opportunities. Dropped shot into his zone. Just tongs it away to mid wicket for the first maximum. Score moves on to 12. not the ideal start that Sarabis wanted. Will want to really amend those line and length that he has been bowling so far. Another short one, swatted it down to mid-on, fielded by the captain, misfields it, allows a second run. Score moves on to 14. Babar racing away to 13 of the 4 deliveries that he's faced so far. Final ball of the first over coming up. Ravin Babar facing Dhamika. Tries to bowl leg spinner. Trying to a blind hawk. No damage done. End of the over. 14 productive runs for GS Academy. Both the teams keen to score those points today. Royal Sarabis have 2 losses so far and GS Academy had 1 loss. So both the teams will want to get those points on board early on in the tournament. The Thampan Memorial Cup presented by World of Sport. New bowler Don Dinesh. Change in the field, mid wicket comes down to long on, and long off, not really long off, he is between extra cover and long off. Rao taking strike, is 1 of 1 ball. Another straight down to a by stolen. A beautiful ball right under the bat, missed by the batsman and the wicket keeper. Allows the batsman to take a single. Score moves on to 15. Ravin Babar taking strike now. Ramin 2 facing Don, plays it down to mid-on, gets a single. Slight hold and play. In both the balls that Don has bowled so far, they right up under the bat, not wanting to give any kind of length or width to the batsman. Another one right up to him. Rao's not able to read him, but just managing to still get away with those singles that he's allowing his partner Ramin to come on strike and take toll of the situation. Early days in this tournament so far. This is the day 3 of the tournament. Another beautiful one, slightly just moving away from him after pitching. So Don trying to put a lid to the scoring out here after that 14-run over, opening over that was bowled by Dhanuka. straight down the ground and for a boundary, mid-off in the circle, nobody there patrolling the boundary. Score moves on to 21, right in the slot. Score moves on to 21, last ball of the second over coming up. Last ball coming up, again failed change, long mid on coming back, long off in, chance of a catch, halfway through Damika didn't try, give it the full attempt, not sure if he was going to make it, so he decided to save the boundary, gives away a single, score moves on to 22 at the end of second over. Raveen Babar is 19 of 9 with 2 boundaries and 1 maximum. Rao is on 2 of 3 balls. The solitary extra run in the form of a bye. See the first change coming up. Excellent conditions out here at the Royal Sports Club in Ajman, under the lights for the first time this tournament being held. We're in the power play. Azim Hafiz to bowl for the first time in this game, right arm medium pacer. Into, plays it down to mid-on for a single. Score moves on to 23, right on length. The batsman just had enough time to play it down to mid-on and amble out for a single. Fielder's not attacking the ball, they're right on the edge of the circle, waiting for the ball to come to them. Would like to see them more attack the ball and just make sure that they do give a single. Again another one, short ball, plays it down to fine leg, nobody there, and Rao, the ball is still not trickled down to the fence, not sure, the batsman run for 3, still no boundary for Rao, but he'll be happy with that 3 runs. He moves on to 5, score moves on to 26. Surprised him a bit with that, but he was still equal to the task. Nobody behind square, so that was easy runs for the taking. Babar to face, coming into the line, but umpire deems it a wide outside the tram lines. Another extra to the innings. Teams will have to come up with strategies to not give away these extra runs. These could prove costly right at the end of the game. Chinese cut, a third man doing the fielding, a single being taken. Baba wanted the second, rightly said no by his partner Rao. Baba's trying to take every opportunity that comes his way in this power play with the field inside the circle. Lot of empty spaces towards mid wicket and long on. The one down leg side and easily trickle down to the fine leg. Rao gets his boundary now. Score races to 32. We're in the third over. Again, not a good line, bowling it into the leg stump and moving away with no protection on behind square. It's not the best line to bowl to. dot ball, a rare dot ball. Rao giving full respect to that one, making sure he doesn't play a false stroke. Last ball of the over coming up. Another short one. Plays it down to mid wicket. Dhanuka doing the chase. Batsman come back for 2. Some good ground coverage out there by the youngster. Score moves on to 34 with the end of 3 overs. 34 for no loss. Amin Babar is 21 of 11 balls and Rao is 11 of 7 balls. Dinesh to continue his second over. Babar taking strike. The men out are mid wicket and long off. Now on strike. Dhanuka coming under that. Is that a catch? Yes. Well judged. He was stationed there for that shot. And Baba gets sucked into that trap and loses his wicket. He's out for 21. A quick fire 21. And first blood for Royal Sarabis in the game. The umpires for today's game, Faq Alam and Mohammad Noor, both experienced umpires. New batsman Samarth Saxena, right hand batsman. Samarth taking strike. Don to bowl the second ball. One bowling it outside the off stump, inviting the cut. Samarth lucky not to get an edge there. A lot of open spaces in the deep. Another one, tossed it up outside the off stump. The length not really there to have that cut. Bowling it to right up, asking for the question. Umpire unmoved. Bowling it right up to the batsman. Guess the thing that could have saved him could be an edge. This was too full a ball which Samarth missed. Lucky out there, still to be standing in the middle and facing him again. 4 balls in this over so far, no runs being scored. So there's a bit of a stop in the run scoring. Edge not held. Another beautiful delivery. Again, varying those lengths, keeping the batsman guessing. He's couple of full balls, one slightly held back. Again, bowling a couple of them right up in the slot. So batsman still not able to gauge what's coming his way. Don making sure his fielders are in the right place. Last ball of the 4th over. Score remains on 34. Wanting to take a single chance of it, run out, missed. Good backing up by Dhanuka, running in from long on, making sure that they don't give away an extra run. A single taken out of desperation than anything. Someone played that ball to the left of the bowler and took away for the single. So scores 35 for the loss of 1 wicket. Don 2 overs, 8 runs and the wicket of Babar. Score 35 for the loss of 1 wicket, 4 overs completed. Samarth Saxena 1 of 5. Rao remains on 11 of 7. Hafiz to continue. He's given away 12 runs of his first over. Bowling to Samarth. Down leg side again. He's just got to make sure he corrects his line. He's been bowling that leg stump line with no protection. Not the best way you can bowl to an Asian batsman when you bowl on his legs. That's bread and butter for him. He was going to trickle you down anywhere between fine leg to square leg and collect those runs. And especially when you are only 9 people on the park, you got to make sure that you bowl it right up to the stumps and on the off stump. This one's bowled much better on the middle and off line. Single being taken. Score moves on to 38. Last 9 balls, rather 8 balls have yielded 4 runs and 1 wicket lost. Rao taking strike again on the pads. Single, easy single to the batsman, wanting the second. Dhanuka has a lot of ground to cover. He's already taken a catch and he's saved a few runs for his team. He's been kept on his toes. This one bowled well outside the off stump. Saxena just watching it through. Doesn't want to fiddle with any ball that's going to cause any damage to them. They've already lost a wicket in the power play. They wouldn't want to go with a second loss of wicket. Hafiz to Samarth Saxena. This one's just out of the reach of the man at gully. Runs away to the boundary for 4 runs. Score moves on to 43. Samarth Saxena collects his first boundary. He's raced to 8 of 9 deliveries. Last ball of the 5th over coming up. We're in the power play. Son bowls are wide. Good bit of breeze carrying it away to bit of grass helping the ball to get carried towards the keeper. Again, that's a beautiful ball jumping onto the batsman into the keeper's gloves. Couple of good balls to end the over. End of 5 overs. 43 for 1. We're at the Royal Sports Club in Ajman. This tournament being played under floodlights. Lights being used for the first time at this venue. Oh, good in for Sarabis. They have their entire 11 at the park right now. The last two men joining them. Dinesh to continue. Prajeet looking for those wickets as early as possible. So bowling Don for the third over continuously. Single played down to short mid wicket. Prajeet doing the covering up. Single being taken. Rao moves on to 12 of 8. Another full delivery, played it down between gully and short third, ball racing away to the boundary. Third man doing the fielding, made sure his boot stops the ball from going over the boundary. 2 runs taken. Score moves on. Moves on to 47. Current run rate of 8.81. Projected score can go up to 176 at this rate. It said at the toss that he would want to get to 170. Down leg side. Well kept by the wicket keeper, moving down to his left side, making sure that the ball doesn't go away far from him. An extra run added to the total. Score moves on to 48. Full length delivery, plays it down to short cover. Single being taken. Not much an effort by the fielder at short cover to stop the single. They're right at the edge of the circle trying to save the boundaries. They got to ensure that they attack the ball as well. Keep the batsmen from taking those easy singles. For right, asking for a stumping. Umpire not interested. The blind shot, just premeditating it and wanting to sweep it, not the correct length for such a sweep. He's got to play more in the V. That's what Babar was doing for so long. Don's not giving away any sort of length delivery for him to play those shots. He's got to be smart enough. Another one, full up to the batsman. Man at short cover, going back to try to take half a stop. Ball moves towards long off, single being taken. Score moves on to 49. Score moves on to 50. With the last ball of the power play coming up. The full one, straight to the man at short gully. No run being taken. End of the over. End of the power play. 50 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Samarth Saxena batting on 11 of 13 balls. Rao batting 14 of 11 balls. Both batsmen have a boundary to their credit. Don Dinesh has finished his 3 overs for 14 runs on 1 wicket. Azim Hafiz 2 overs 21 runs of his first spell so far. I see another change in the bowling. Captain Prajeet coming in to bowl. End of the power play. The field restrictions have been moved out. 4 men outside the ring. We got an extra cover, long off, long on, and a deep mid wicket. So the men behind the wicket are all inside the circle. Slowish delivery, inviting the batsman to play over the top. Rao managing to play it in the vacant mid-on region and collect a single. There's quite a bit of breeze blowing around the ground. Another one playing it towards short cover. Batsman crossover for a single. Runs have been coming at a consistent pace for the GS Academy boys. Run rate dropping down to 8.21. Still a healthy one. Rao trying to place it straight to the man. It is a chance of a run out. Lucky he heard the call from his partner and went back to his crease. Could have been dangerous. It was in the air, one bounce straight to the man at gully, and he was quick enough to throw it back to the keeper. Another cut straight to the man at point. Still no run. Wanting to get off strike. Samarth smart enough. He knows he's going to the danger end. He's not going to make it. So decides against the single. Sends his captain back. Some nervy moments out here. Another one. Rao moving towards the off stump. Prajeet having a look at it and amending his lines. Bowls it's more outside the off stump than the fourth stump and the fifth stump. Scores 52. Last ball of the over coming up. A quickish one. This time plays it towards gully. The man, sorry, the point fielder not able to stop it, and a boundary for GS Academy and the captain Rao. Score moves on to 56 at the end of 7 overs with a run rate of 8 runs per over. Current run rate will get them to 160. Again, the bowlers erring in their line after having a few deliveries and curtailing the runs, giving away a boundary at the end of the over. Much needed confidence for Rao. He was jittery there, trying to get a single and get off strike. Collects a boundary at the end of the over. New bowler Hashim Abdullah. Prajeet gave away 6 runs off his first over. Another right arm slow bowler coming into the attack. Changing the field. The man behind square. 3 men patrolling the the onside boundaries. We have got a square leg, deep mid wicket, and a long on. The other man outside the ring at long off. So nobody patrolling the offside boundaries. So it's chance of a run out. Straight to the man at point and no run taken. Again, Rao trying to be aggressive out here and try to steal a single. Samarth taking a single towards extra cover, gets a single. Score moves on to 57. Wide. Hashim Abdullah trying to lure the batsman by bowling it outside the off stump. Not bowling it outside the off stump, outside the tram lines, and gives away a wide run. Another extra to the total. So Rao finally managing to sweep one to the man at square leg boundary. Single being taken. Score moves on to 58. 5 extras in the inning so far. 4 wides and 1 by. Another one wide again. Hashim Abdullah. The intention quite nice of luring the batsman to play a false stroke towards a short cover or a point, but gotta ensure that he's bowling within the line. This one, another slower delivery play. Batsman plays it down to short third man, and a single being taken. This time both the batsmen in unison taking off for the single as soon as the ball was being played. Another one, flat batted shot towards deep mid wicket. Ashim Abdullah slowing the pace of the delivery, asking the batsman to use all his power. All Rao could do is play it down to deep mid wicket and collect a single. Score moves on to 61. Another flat batted swat towards the man at long on. Both batsmen take a single. We're at the end of 8 overs. Score 63 for the loss of 1 wicket. Rao batting 21 of 18 with 2 boundaries. Samarth Saxena 15 of 18 balls with 1 boundary. Prajeet to bowl his second over. Another ball outside off stump. Samarth trying to cut that one straight into the keeper's gloves. Tossed up delivery right under the batsman's bat. Gets a faint edge. Ball moves away to third man. Batsman collect a couple of runs. Score moves on to 65. Well, we give you an update on the other game that's happening. Arabian Stallions are 98 for 1 in 7.2 overs. Afaq Niazi batting 47 of 21 and Vinod Nair 22 of 13. The man out is Farid Ahmed for 5 of 10 balls. Another stroke being, while we see another stroke being taken by Samarth Saxena towards Gully and takes a single. Run rate for Arabian Stallions at the moment is 13.36, should get them to 267 at this stage. While we come back to the game, GS Academy versus Royal Sarabis. Now preferring the sweep shot is again trying to use that on multiple occasions. I succeeded only once and I get a single for that. So this time playing a flat batted one again towards mid wicket, single being taken. Score moves on to 66. Last ball of the 9th over coming up. Another wide to the total 6th wide of the innings so far. We're still in the first half of the innings. Royal Sarabis have done well to keep the score under check, but got to make sure that they don't give away these extra runs. Another tossed up delivery to the man at short covers. Misfield there and lets the ball through to the boundary. Prajeet's not really happy with his fielder. All the efforts being done, but a boundary conceded at the end of the over. End of 9 overs, 71 for the loss of 1 wicket. Prajeet 2 overs, 14 runs. Ideally would have wanted to give away a single of his last ball, but a boundary being conceded. 71 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 9 overs. A last ball before we go into the drinks break. Change in the field. The man at short cover going on to long off. Not sure if that would be a good idea. Your best fielders have to be boundary riders. Hashim Abdullah to Rao. Slowish delivery, enough time for Rao to play down to long off, preferring the man at long off who had fielded the last ball and let it through his legs. But this time the fielder up to the task, just allowing the single to go through. Wrong line, lucky to get away with the single. Samarth Saxena sweeping it just to the man behind square. Third ball of the 10th over coming up outside the off stump. Lofted shot over extra cover, gets a boundary. No man patrolling that all the time in the world, relied on his timing rather than power. Got another boundary to his credit. He's got 3 boundaries. He's 27 of 22. Samarth Saxena 22 of 23. Another field change. The man it covers coming in inside the ring, and the man going out to extra cover. Played it to the straight to the man at mid wicket. Catch being taken, juggled twice, but still manages to hold on. That's the end of the captain Rao. He's out for 27 of 23. Hashim Abdullah tossing it up, and Rao playing a cross-batted shot towards mid-wicket. Ends up losing his wicket. Don, the man who took the catch after 3 attempts, made sure he doesn't grass it, and that's the end of Rao, the captain. Again switching tabs to the game, Arabian Stallions versus Avengers United. Arabian Stallions race to 111 for 1. Afaq Niazi on 49 of 24 with 9 boundaries on 1 maximum. Vinod Nair 33 of 19 with 6 boundaries. 24 extras in the innings so far, and not a good sign for Avengers, who had a win and a loss so far in the tournament. Arabian Stallions yet to get off the mark in this tournament, so they will ideally want to put up a tall score. Well, we come back to the game between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. New batsman Sai Sudarshan, the youngster in the side. Lot of teenagers in this GS Academy and Royal Sarabis side. The chance of stumping and given first ball. Sai trying to play an expensive drive, loses shape, and is just found wandering outside the crease and is being stumped. Hashim Abdullah on a hat-trick. The Thampan, the wicket-keeper, who did well to remove the bails in a flash. Hashim Abdullah on a hat-trick. Last ball of the 10th over coming up. New batsman Omar Maqsood, he's going to face the hat-trick ball. Let's have a look at the field. We have a gully, point, short cover. And Omar plays it down to covers, takes off for a single. And at the halfway stage, GS Academy have 78 for the loss of 3 wickets. The first 6 overs produced 50 runs, and the next 4 they managed to score 28 and lost a couple of wickets in successive deliveries of the 10th over. Scoring rates been decent enough, but they will want much more than that. Projected score is 156. Don Dinesh to come and bowl his last over. A bit of a gamble from Prajeet right here. He's looking for those wickets and finishing the spell of one of his premier bowlers. Doesn't want to keep him for late. Just wants to make sure that he gets a grip on the game as early as possible. Right arm around the wicket to Umar. Down the leg side, cross-batted shot from Umar. Don making sure that short third man is in the right position. Another one. Sean plays it down to the man at long off, straight down his throat, and Omar is out. Exactly what exactly Prajeet wanted him to do. Played down to the man at long off and straight down long off throat, and a good catch. So GS Academy losing 3 wickets in a space of 5 deliveries, derailing their momentum. Samarth Saxena can only look haplessly from the other end. He's off strike for quite a bit of time, and he's lost 3 partners in quick succession. Having a word with his partner. New batsman KR. Not sure if this is his full name or his pet name. Left-hander. Facing Don. Don's got a couple of wickets so far. Full toss, plays it down to the man at short cover, no run. KR playing it to the man at short cover. Straight away. Don trying to bowl it full as he's been doing through this game. Going to bowl a fourth over. Another one. And that's the end of KR. His shot stay at the crease. Ash, his name is short, so is his stay at the crease. He's bowled. And they've lost the 5th wicket. 78 for 5. Don tried to do this the previous ball. Lucky that KR managed to keep it out, but this one was right in the block hole. The batsman playing all over it and losing his stump. So 78 for 5. Let's have a look at the fall of wickets. 34, 77, 77, 78, 78. So 4 wickets being lost just for the addition of 1 run. Not so good smart batting from the GS Academy boys. These two will have to do a bit of rebuilding to get some momentum back in the game. Don coming to bowl the last 2 deliveries of his spell in this match. Batsman playing it down to mid-wicket. Single being taken, looking for the second. Decide against it. Score moves on to 79. New man is Gautam Krishna. Samarth playing it down to short cover. End of an excellent spell from Don Dinesh. His 4 overs has given away 15 runs and taken 3 wickets. At the end of 11 overs, GS Academy 79 for 5. Samarth Saxena 22 of 24. He's been joined by Gautam Krishna, who has a single of 1 delivery that he's faced so far. He's going to take strike against Prajeet. Excellent loop. Batsman committing forward, making. Lucky enough there was no slip, so the ball trickles down to short third man. Batsman crossover for a single. Samarth on strike. Plays it down to the man at straightish mid-wicket. Man stationed there for any kind of a check drive that can be there. Samarth plays it down to square leg, gets a single, beautiful sweep shot. Is confident of his stroke play. Score moves on to 81. Man inside the ring, short third man, gully, short cover, covers in a slightly shortest mid wicket. Another run to Krishna, he moves on to 3. Umar Maqsood was caught by Dhanuka. Dhanuka has got 2 catches in this game so far. Samarth plays a beautiful shot towards mid-wicket and collects a boundary, which has taken some time to come in the last few overs. Score moves on to 86. We're in the 12th over. Current run rate 7.27. The run rate has dropped drastically in the last 3 overs or so. Change in the field, mid-wicket moving outside cow corner. Man at long on. There's no one man patrolling the offside boundary at extra covers. Tossed up delivery, wanting a single. Beautiful run. The moment he tapped it, he took off and completed the single. 87 for 5. Breezy conditions out here at the Ajman grounds, the Royal Sports Club in Ajman. Lush green outfield. Don's completed his spell. Neil Hegde, the new bowler. The sixth bowler being used by Prajeet. Right arm medium fast. Again, soft hands by Samarth Saxena, sensing that a single is there, crosses over. Score moves on to 88. He is batting on 29 of 29 deliveries with 3 hits to the fence. He will have to carry this innings through for his team if they want to get to a respectable total. Neil overstepping and bowls a no ball. So free hit coming up. Gautam Krishna will be relishing that. He needs to get a few runs for his team. Wouldn't mind an extra delivery with a free hit coming up. Neil trying to put in that extra yard or two to extract some bounce from this wicket. Overstepping in the bargain. Free hit. Wide down leg side. And 5 wides, misfield down. So the free hit continues. Sohail doing well to reach towards the ball. Unluckily letting it through his hands. Score moves on to 94. And Neil's given away 7 runs with a solitary legal delivery that he's bowled so far. The umpire pointing out that the fielder cannot move. It's the same batsman who is facing the free hit, so there's no change that can be done. Well spotted by the umpire. Neil into Gautam Krishna. Wild swing. Krishna's not happy with himself. Misses out on a free hit. While we have another no ball by Neil. So another run added. Score 95, free hit. Another no ball. So real criminal stuff by the bowler. He's overstepped thrice and he's bowled one down the leg side, which has costed his team 9 runs and a single delivery being taken into account. Neil's got to adjust himself, focus back on the game. Comes into wants to get over the free hit balls from a shorter run up, and another wide. Sorry, the confusion. It's a no ball, so that should be a warning to the bowler. The free hit drama continues. This time manages to get it down to fine leg, single being taken. So after 6 balls being bowled, one of them has been considered legal. Neil into bowl to Samarth. This time a beautiful ball up to the batsman. He's been trying to get some pace off the wicket. So dot delivery, scores 95. Another bouncer. He's already bowled a couple of bouncers in the over, one to each batsman, so he's got to refrain from bowling that line. The umpire could be warning him for that. This one down the legs of the batsman. Beautiful shot to fine leg. Samarth very well knew that this one cannot be a short one. He is expecting the one to come fuller to him. And score moves on to 102. The much needed impetus that the innings had lost in the last few overs is being brought back. These both have put on 24 in 16 legal deliveries that have been bowled in this by the bowlers. The full toss, played it down to long on. Samarth would have loved to get more than that. Will have to be happy with a single. Score moves on to 103. End of a lengthy over. 16 runs being given from it. Another bowler being introduced into the attack. He's the 7th bowler. Sohail, the new bowler. Down leg side, well kept by the keeper. Good collection. The ball, after pitching outside leg stump, was moving away. Extras, 17 extras in an inning so far. The chip down to mid-on. Single being taken. Wanting a second chance of a run out. Wrong end. Just a miscommunication between Samarth, Saxena and Gautam Krishna. Luckily no damage done. Single being taken, and score moves on to 105 for the loss of 5 wickets. Wrapped on the pads, down leg side, single leg bite to the total. Rather, it was a single. Another one straight up to the batsman. Batsman crossing over for single. Again, shot. The man at covers not able to stop the single. While Sohail misfields and an extra overthrow being added to the total. So Royal Sarabis losing focus in the last few overs. They had this game in their grip. Slowly, GS Academy making sure that they claw back into this game. They're happy to collect whatever runs they get in whatever forms, overthrows, no balls, wides. They'll be happy to collect as many as they can. Scores 108 for 5, 13.3 legal overs done in this game. Another one, beautiful ball right up to the batsman. Samarth Saxena right up to 8, plays it back to the bowler. He's played a useful hand. Samarth Saxena, 37 of 36 balls with 4 hits to the fence. He's held this innings together while he saw 4 of his partners lose their wickets in quick succession. Found a good partner in Gautam Krishna, who's on 5 of 8. Again, drifted to his pads, fuller ball towards mid-wicket, towards square leg. They come back for a couple. Score moves on to 110. While we have a look at the other game that's happening by the side, Arabian Stallions galloping away to 161 for 2. Afaq Niazi is batting 77 of 46. Raish Chaudhary is batting 21 of 12. The second man out for them was Vinod Nair, who was out for 33 of 22. Quite a bit of batting to come. Current run rate of 10.73 for the Arabian Stallions. So Avengers have a lot of work to do in this game if they want to restrict them to the least and chase that down in the coming overs. While we switch tabs back to the game between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. Royal Sarabis have considered 111 in the 14 overs that they bowled. Current run rate of 7.93. Samarth Saxena collecting a single of the last ball and retaining strike. He's on 40 of 38 balls. Neil Hegde to continue. He's given away 16 runs in the single over that he has bowled so far. Quite a lengthy over that he had bowled. Another wide. He bowled 11 deliveries in his last over and starts off with a wide down leg side. So another one, foolish ball towards batsman, playing it down to mid wicket. Take a sing, come back for the second. Hashim Abdullah running in from mid wicket, cannot stop the second run. Score moves on to 114. Both these youngsters assessing who are the fielders that they can target for that extra run. Shortish ball, played it down to short third man. Come back for the second again. So Samarth collecting his runs thick and fast. He might not be getting all the boundaries, but he's making sure he's getting those singles and converting a few of them into doubles. That's him playing it down to short cover. Collect a single. Prajeet does the fielding. Another one down leg side. Short fine leg does the fielding. Single being added to the total, albeit a leg by. The World of Sports presents the Thampan Memorial Cup, an 8-week extravaganza of cricket where teams get to play 7 league games. Another no ball as we speak. So Neil's been way off target with his line length and his foot today. Prajeet will have a bit of thinking to do if he has to continue him. Another low ball down leg side, wide. So the free hit continues. "21 extras." Again a no ball. It's a ball, but as the rule says, you can't be bowled of a no ball and you concede a single. That adds insult to injury out here. A bye run being added to the total. 22 extras in the innings, 15 wides, 4 no balls, 1 leg bye, 2 byes. Neil in to bowl the last ball, legal ball of the over, as I can put it. Another wide down leg side, gets 5 runs for it. Oh, the ball comes towards the commentary box. Five more added to the total. Score gallops along to 126. The partnership of 48 been added in the last 30 balls that have been bowled. Neil's not having a very good day. His 1.5 overs has cost 25 runs. Last ball is another wide, rather not a wide, trickled down to short fine. Lucky enough that there was a short fine fielder who was squarish and manages to keep it to a single. So end of the over, end of 15 overs. GS Academy 127 for 5. Neil Hegde completing another lengthy over that he has bowled. He's bowled a total of 20 deliveries in this game, but only 12 of them have been counted, and he's quite frustrated with himself as we see him walk towards the point region. Sure has the height. He bowled a couple of exceptional deliveries, but apart from that, he's been wavered and got his footing wrong. Just cost his team 26 runs. Sohail to continue. Foolish delivery to Gautam Krishna, who plays it back to the bowler. Sohail to Gautam Krishna, third ball of the over, plays it down. Gautam Krishna wanted to get off strike and bring Saxena on strike, doesn't manage to. Trudged down the wicket but managed to come back in time before Sohail could realize that he was trying to steal a single. So Score remains on 127. Another good ball. Trying to cut that one. Much better over compared to what's been bowled in the last few overs. So 4 balls being bowled and no runs added to the total. And more important, keeping Samarth Saxena off strike. Gautam Krishna 6 of 15 deliveries. He needs to make sure he gets a single and gets Samarth on strike. Here in the last, another beautiful ball. Chance of a stumping or a run out. Let's see what the umpire has to say here. Gautam missing the ball completely, even though the ball was in the keeper's hand, decided to run for it, and the keeper manages to break the stump, so he's out. So we just got a confirmation whether it is a stumping or a run out. So good comeback by Suhail in this over. He's bowled 5 deliveries, kept Samarth off strike and not given away a single run. So he's been educated as run out. So although GS Academy lose a wicket, it doesn't count into the bowler's tally. Royal Sarabis would not mind that as long as they keep getting wickets. So last ball of the 16th over coming up. New man in Malik to face Suhail. Plays it to short third, single being taken. Single taken over the last ball. Score moves on to 128. Mubashir Malik takes a single of the last ball, so that keeps Samarth off strike again. He's not faced a delivery in the last few balls. Last 4 overs of the innings coming up. 128 for 6, current run rate of 8 runs per over. Projected score can get them to 160. While we switch tabs to Arabian Stallions, who got 184 for 3. They lost the 3rd wicket. Afaq Niazi still batting on 88 for 51. We might be able to see the first century of this tournament. Raish Chaudhary out for 31 of 17. A lot of bowlers coming in for a lot of stick in this tournament game, except Fawad Ghafoor, who's bowled 4 overs for 17 runs and got 1 wicket. Ganesh Nair has joined Afaq Niazi in the last few overs. He's got 2 of 6. Afaq Niazi 88 of 51 with 14 boundaries and 2 sixes. Come back to GS Academy versus Royal Sarabis in the exciting phase of this innings. 16 overs done. Azim Afi is brought into the attack. So Neil Hegde, who's been expensive, given away 26 in his 2 overs, has been halted for the moment. Length delivery, played it back to the bowler, Mubashir Malik. Wide down leg side. Mubashir crossing over to his off stump to try to pepper the onside field, and Azim trying to bowl it a bit away from him. He gives away an extra wide to the total. Score moved on 129. Batsman moving away, being called a wide. This time Azim bowling it outside the off stump, but not ensuring that he is within the tram lines. Although the batsman moved away, he still bowled it far wider than what he should have. So another extra run added to the total. 130 for 6. Single tucked away to short square and brings Samarth back on strike, who's been off strike for quite some time. Hafiz to Samarth, plays it towards long on, single there, misfield, but managing to keep the ball within the boundary. Batsmen take 2 runs there. The fielder long on running towards the ball, overrunning it for a second, but managing to hold on to it. Under edge towards the keeper, chance of a run out. 2 runs being taken to the total. Keeper's been hit on his forearm. These are cool conditions out here, so could numb the hands or the part of the body where you're hit. Score moves on to 135. Samarth on 49 of 45 balls. He's been the guy who's held this innings together. One shot of his 50. Plays it down to fine leg to backward of square. Gets a boundary. Well deserved 50. Scored is 53 of 46 balls, 5 hits to the fence. Some beautiful stroke play that he's shown what he's capable of. Played the ball on merit, ensured that his team has got some respectability to the total, which was missing when they had lost 4 runs for the addition of a solitary run. 139 for 6. We're in the 17th over. Chops it, wants a single, partner says no. He's not happy with that, but lucky enough he's still there. While we see the first century of the tournament, Afaq Niazi scored 105 of 57 balls, 18 boundaries and 2 sixes. $139 for 6 at the end of 17 overs. $19 overs completed in the game between Arabian Stallions versus Avengers United. Afaq Niazi 106 of 58. He has done the bulk of the damage that the Avengers would have felt so far. We switch tabs back to the game between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. Prajeet coming to bowl his final over. He has given away 22 runs of the 3 overs that he's bowled. Samarth batting on 53 of 47. Right now Mubashir Malik is on strike. Mubashir plays it down to square leg. Well fielded by the fielder. Keeps it down to a single. Judging the length at which the ball was coming, he managed to keep his hands out and stop the ball, and then collect it and threw it back to the bowler. Single added to the total, 140. We're in the 18th over. Slower delivery. Plays it down to point. Neil Hegde fielding it. Misfielding it rather. Gives her a second run and an overthrow. So things getting worse for Neil Hegde in the evening today. Two runs added to the total. Score moves on to 142. Another tossed up delivery. Plays it down to long off. Takes off for a single. Will look for the second. Fielder right up to it. Throws it towards the keeper's end. Single being taken. Score moves on to 143. Mubashir plays it down to mid wicket. Single being taken. Brings Samarth back on strike. The 14 legal deliveries left in the innings so far. Short ball. Someone plays it down to mid wicket. Single being taken, wanting the second. Mubashir rightly sending him back. It was a dangerous call, if you can put it that way. He's been batting well. He needs to stay right up to the end of the innings and make sure they score at least 160-65 in the last 13 legal deliveries. Another straight one down to mid wicket. Fielder Sohail missing it completely. Boundary, a welcome bonus boundary for GS Academy. Ends the over at 149. Prajeet, the unlucky bowler. Another boundary being scored off his last ball, where there should have been only a single. So not so good ground fielding by the Royal Sarabis boys. Current run rate of 8.28. We have a look at the Arabian Stallions score. They are galloping away to 219 for 3. Last 3 deliveries of that innings to follow. Coming into bowl to Samarth. Backs away, plays it down to fine leg. There's nobody behind square there, so the man from short third going and doing the fielding. 2 runs being added to the total. So the 150 coming up in the 19th over. Extras accounting for 31, 17 wides, 5 no balls, 3 leg byes and 6 byes. Another one, length delivery by Samarth backing away. Ensuring that he bowls it slightly wide outside the off stump, just outside the reach of Samarth. Score remains on 151, and we are in the 19th over, penultimate over. Another Samarth shape moves away, loses his shape, gets a single. He wants to take strike. Mubashir being smart enough, he knows that if there is second run not there, he tells him right away that he's not going to take those risky runs. They don't need to take that. They got to ensure they play right through the end up to the innings and get their team to a respectable total. Slowish delivery outside the off stump. Mubashir wanting to take full toll of it. doesn't manage to connect. Ball into the keeper's gloves. And now back to the bowler for the next delivery. Fifth ball of the penultimate over coming up. It's down to the single being taken out there. Risky one, but they got to take these chances at the end of the innings. Score moves on to 153. GS Academy boys will want to get it as close as possible to what the captain wanted, 170 on this kind of a wicket. Third man being brought out of the circle. Plays it down towards covers. Fielder doing the fielding. Single being taken. Samarth, knowing that this is the last ball of the over, takes a single. Score remains 154. We're into the last over. We switch tabs to the game between Arabian Stallions and Avengers. Arabian Stallions scored 220 for 3. Afaq Niazi unbeaten, 118 or 63 balls, 18 scores, 3 sixes, 49 the last partnership, which ended their total to 220. Coming back to this game between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. Last ball, last over, beautiful shot, and a boundary to start the last over. Samarth getting his 6th boundary. He moves on to 63 of 55. Score moves on to 158. Change in the field. Sohail being brought towards long off. Another one towards mid wicket. The man stationed out there and over his head for the first maximum. So Samarth now taking full advantage of the last over. He's got 10 of the first 2 deliveries. Pressure on the bowler. Score moves on to 164. 140 looked difficult at one stage. They've managed to come up to 164 and another 4 deliveries to come. This one bowled right into the block hole. Well kept by the keeper. That's the length that he's supposed to be bowling, block hole. The first 2 were length deliveries with Samarth took full toll off. This one outside off stump being called a wide. So you'll have to reload that one. Samarth doing a bit of movement within the crease, trying to get the bowler off target, which he's managed to do in this one. Now this one towards covers, will want to come back for the second. Mubashir quite up to the task, easily jogs back for the second, so 2 runs added to the total. Score moves on to 167. Last 2 deliveries of the innings coming up. Samarth batting 71. Moves away towards off stump, a thickish out it is, runs away to the 3rd man boundary, outside the playing zone. So score moves on to 171. And the final ball of the innings coming up. We have a stop and play. Let's run through the Arabian Stallions scorecard. Afaq Niazi not out, 118 of 63 balls. Farid Ahmed 5 of 10 balls. Vinod Nair 33 of 22 with 6 hits to the fence. Rais Chaudhary 31 of 17, 4 hits to the fence and 1 over that. Ganesh Nair 3 of 8 balls with no boundaries or sixes, 30 extras in the innings, 26 wides, 4 byes, and propelling the score to 220 for 3. We have a look at the bowling card. Abdul Rahman 3 overs, 40 runs, 1 wicket. Mobi 2 overs, 34 runs, no wicket. Emmer 4 overs, 44 runs, 1 wicket. Syed Mohammad 3 overs, 29 runs, no wicket. Fawad Ghafoor, the standout bowler, 4 overs, 17 runs, 1 wicket. Fawad Jalil 4 overs, 52, no wicket. The last ball of the innings coming up for GS Academy. So 171 is what they scored in 19.5. The last ball coming up. Change in the field. Prajeet's got to ensure that he's got to have only 5 fielders outside the circle and not 6. This is being called a no ball, so that's a free hit. 172 for 6. Extras 33 in the innings so far. A good ball, batsman Mubashir run out. So that's the end of the innings. So GS Green Sports Academy have ended their innings at 172 for 7. Let's run through the scorecard. Raveen Baba was the first batsman out. He scored 21 of 12 with 2 hits to the fence and 1 maximum. Rao, the captain, scoring 27 of 23 with 3 boundaries. Samarth Saxena not out 75 of 61, 7 boundaries on 1-6. Sai Sudarshan out first ball stumped. Umar Maqsood not doing much of a damage. He scored 1 of 3 balls. He was out caught at long on. KR, the left-hander, out for naught with 2 balls faced. Gautam Krishna scored 6 in the 16 balls. Had a good partnership with Samarth Saxena, and Mubashir Malik scoring 9 of 8 deliveries with 1 boundary. 33 extras in innings, 18 wides, 6 no balls, 3 leg byes, 6 byes, ending with a total of 172. The bowling card: Dhanuka 1 over 14 runs. Don Dinesh, the standout bowler, again 4 overs 15 runs. Azim Hafiz 4 overs 35. Prajeet 4 overs 32 runs, no wicket. Hashim Abdullah 2 overs 14 runs, 2 wickets. Neil Hegde, a forgettable night for him, 3 overs 44 runs, no wicket. Suhail giving away 9 runs of the 2 overs. We'll join you back shortly in a few minutes with the chase on the other side. Royal Sarabis needing 173 runs to win this encounter and try to get those 2 important points which they have been looking for in the last 2 games prior to this. Thank you. Samarth with us. Samarth 75 of 61 balls, a well played innings. At 77 for 1 to 78 for 4, you saw 4 of your partners being out without you facing any ball. What was going on through your mind at that moment?
I was just telling them to take singles and play all 20 overs and then keep rotating strike.
And a good partnership with Gautam Krishna and Mubashir. Again, you took the game deep. Happy with what you all have scored so far? 172.
Yeah, I think it would be a defendable score. We should be able to win the game easily.
All right, all the best, and we'll get back to your keeping duties. We'll come back live again in the next few minutes. The chase downside, 173, is what Royal Sarabis need in their 20 overs. Back after a brief hold in play. Mubashir reloading his bowler, no ball. Another one. Straight up to the batsman. Played towards covers for a boundary. So Zayed Hussain gets off the mark. Score races to 11 for a single legal delivery being counted in the innings. The ideal start Royal Sarabis will be looking for. After being conceded 172 in their innings that they bowled. Wild swing by Zayed, not accounting for the swing that is on offer. In no shape to play that stroke. Lucky enough, the ball nestling into the keeper's gloves. Bashir trying to find the rhythm that he's looking for. Failed in the first 3 balls that he had bowled. This one was a much better length and line outside off stump. He's got a slip in place, wide slip, so he should be targeting that offside channel that he can bowl. Another one, another full toss through the covers, and the ball trickles down to the fence. Score runs away to 15 of 3 deliveries. Trying to generate some pace. Probably one of the senior members of the team should be talking to him and asking him to settle himself down. He doesn't need to work a lot of pace out here. Just need to maintain his line and length. This time towards short cover. Lucky enough, 1 bounce, no run. So a no ball being bowled again. A free hit coming up. Wild swing with no foot movement of any sort. Not taking advantage of the free hit that was offered. Zayed's made his intentions clear that he wants to go after every ball that's going to be bowled to him, not accounting for any kind of length or line that has been bowled. Just swinging himself around. He's managed to get a couple of boundaries. Another wild swing towards mid-on, no run. Last ball of the over coming up. This is the first over. We have a quick glance at the game between Arabian Stallions versus Avengers. Avengers in deep trouble. They're 6 for 3 in 2 overs that have been bowled. John getting 1 wicket and Rais getting 2 in their first over respectively. So back to it. Plays it down. Zayed plays it down to short cover, gets for a single, end of the over. 16 for no loss. Sorry, 17 for no loss in the first over. We have a look at the scorecard of Avengers United, who was 6 for 3 in the 2 overs. Arfan Rauf, LBW Rais Chaudhary, 1 of 3 balls. Fawad Jalil, 4 of 2 deliveries, 1 ball. He's caught Rais Chaudhary, bowled John Flurry. Mirza Saqib out for is batting on none of 4 balls. Fawad Ghafoor was out for none of 4 balls. He was caught. Afaq Niazi bowled Rais Chaudhary. So Rais Chaudhary having a hand in all the 3 dismissals that have happened so far. Amir Yasin, the wicketkeeper, has joined his captain. There's a tall order. There's 7 for 3 as we speak. The required run rate is already 12.11. Well, we come back to the game between Green Sports Academy versus Run, and what a beautiful ball from Omar Maqsood, cramping Zayed Hussain, hits his elbow and trickles onto the stump for the bails to be dropped. So the first blood drawn by GS Academy, Omar Maqsood getting a wicket of the first delivery that he's bowled. So score 17 for 1 or 1.1 overs. Sarath Nair at the non-striker's end, the solitary ball that he faced. New man in, Rosh Kumar, 46 games, 259 runs, quite an experience. So a bit of spring in the voices of the GS Academy boys after getting that first wicket of Zayed Hussain, bowled off the ball that hits his elbow on the lower side and trickles onto the stump. Umar down leg side, wide, well kept by Samarth. There's a bit of swing. There's a cross breeze which the bowlers have to understand when they come into bowl. The ball's gonna be shaping away towards the leg side. Got to adjust the line and length and where they intend to pitch the deliveries. The run added to the total. Score moves on to 18, chasing 173 in the allotted 20 overs that we are. We're in the power play, the second over of the power play. Plays it towards Gully, well fielded. GS Academy boys much fitter than their counterparts, trying to attack the ball at every opportunity that comes their way. Rao marshalling his troops well, wants to make sure that the man at slip is slightly on the wider side, not closer to the keeper. So the conventional first slip is not there. We got a wideish second slip. Outside off stump. Rosh too, like his previous partner, is just playing a trifle bit late in the ball. He's got to make sure he understands the length and the speed at which the ball is being bowled. No foot movement of any sort, just playing from where he's standing. Another one missed by the keeper. A bye run being conceded. Good throw by Sai Sudarshan onto the stumps. No extra run given. 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 19. Sarat Nair to face his second delivery. He's been kept off strike for the last 12 balls, so he will want to get some runs under his belt. 10 extras in the 19 that has been scored so far. 6 wides, 2 no balls, 1 bye and a leg bye. Third man brought into the circle to short third man, even fine leg being brought in. The men out patrolling the boundaries are long off and wideish long on. Now the one missing, so Samarth is guilty out here of not covering the ball. Let's 4 byes go through, so these are adding to the total. Scores 23. He's not sure of the height of the ball that at which he's coming, so he needs to adjust himself. He is a couple of steps farther than what he should be standing. Umar Maqsood bowling, coming up to bowl the last ball of his first over. He's just given away 1 run by the bat. This one played towards short cover, no run. That's the way it stays at the end of 2 overs. Sorry, a no ball being bowled as we speak. A bit too early in trying to complete the over. He's overstepped, so another run added to the total. Score moves on to 24, and Umar Maqsood has to reload again. The last ball of the second over coming up. It's a free hit. Sharath would want to get some wood onto it and score a few runs. Let's see how he shapes away, plays it down to short mid wicket, gets a single. So score now moves on to 25 at the end of 2 overs. Eight runs being scored of that over, 3 to the bowler and 5 to the extras. Mubashir Malik given a break, so we have the first change. We have a spinner coming up to bowl. Shehzad Hussain, the bowler, right arm leg break. While Sarabis need another 148 of 108 balls. Current run rate of 12.5, required rate of 8.22. Still early days in this innings. Let's see what drama unfolds in the next few overs. We have Shehzad into bowl to Sarat Nair. Sarat moving back and across and defending that. Was first trying to shape up for a lofted shot, but decided against it at the last minute. This one trying to cut, no foot movement of any sort out here, just trying to play through the line of the ball. Not a good sign when you have a leg spinner of the quality of Shehzad Hussain. Man in the ring waiting for that. Another one, this time plays around it. Run added to the total. Score moves on to 26. Was lucky enough that he got an edge which eluded the keeper and the guy at first slip. Score moves on to 26. Rosh taking strike. Trying backs away to cut. The three men in the ring. There's a gully, there's a point, and there's a short covers. The four men patrolling that. It's going to be hard work trying to pierce through that field. He's got to adjust himself. Plays it towards long off, a foolish delivery. Happy to drive it down there and collect a single. Shahzad's been bowling a good line so far. The lengths have varied a bit. He's kept it outside the off stump and bit far. Just the one delivery that he bowled up to the batsman and gave a single for that. Last ball of the over coming up. 2 runs of the over so far. Much better over for the GS Academy boys. Another one. Plays it down to point. Risky single being taken. In the end, a misfield helps them easily cross over for the single. 3 runs scored of the over. Score moves on to 28 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out, Zaid Hussain, bowled Umar Maqsood for 9 of 8 with 2 hits to the fence. While we switch tabs to the game between Arabian Stallions and Avengers United. Avengers are 22 for 4 in 4.1 overs. The last man out, Mirza Saqib, was bowled by Raish Chaudhary. So Raish Chaudhary has 3 wickets and a catch to his credit. He's had a hand in all the 4 dismissals so far. Amin Yasin is batting 4 of 4 balls with 1 hit to the fence. Syed Mohammad has joined Amin Yasin. Current run rate of 5.08 and required 12.70 at the moment. Avengers would look up to a couple of batsmen to steady the ship and try to track that score down of 220. Well, we come back to the game between Green Sports Academy, who has scored 172 for 7, courtesy a beautiful 75 of 61 balls by Samarth. Saxena, while Sarabis are 28 for 1 in the 3 overs that have been so bowled so far. Another change, Giri Krishna comes in. So now rotating his bowlers after 1 over each is the 4th over. Bowled down leg side, nearly played it towards the man at short fine. A misfield results in a boundary. Score moves on to 32. First boundary for Sharath Nair. Would be happy to get a freebie coming his way. Down leg side. All he had to manage was to play it away from short fine, and he managed to do that. Not a good start for Giri Krishna. He's just warming up. Giri Krishna into Nair, tosses it up. Chance of an LBW, not given. So maybe outside off stump. Sharath trying to smoother the spin out there. Lucky enough to be there. Giri into bowls it down leg side. Sharath happy to play it over the man at short fine. Another boundary. So inconsistent lines being bowled out here. A couple of loose deliveries down leg side with Sharath has taken toll off, and the one that was bowled up to him was just fended away. So 8 runs coming off the first 3 balls of the over. Pressure back on the bowler. Needs to adjust his line again. Change in the field. Fine leg being sent back, and the man at long on being brought back. Must be due to the lines that he's bowled so far. Krishna No one. Hoik over towards square leg, into between the fielders. Another boundary being scored. Score moves on to 40. So Sarat Nair taking a liking to Girish's off breaks. Plays one across the line. Went high up in the air, far away from the fielder, and another boundary being taken. So score moves on to 40. He's on 15 of 12 with 3 boundaries. So fifth ball, plays it down, wanting to play it down again towards mid wicket, missed it. Lucky enough was inside the crease, so the stumping doesn't count. Score remains on 40. We're in the 4th over of power play. Last ball of the over coming up. Goes back and plays it softly back to the bowler. End of the over, 12 runs coming off it, albeit the 3 boundaries that were scored. 40 for 1 at the end of 4 overs, chasing 173. They need another 133 of the 96 balls that are left in this innings. The Thampan Memorial Cup, sponsored by World of Sport in the memory of late Mr. Thampan. We switch tabs back to the game between GS Academy and Royal Sarabis. Shehzad Hussain to continue. Considered 3 runs of the first over that he had bowled. Managed to put a brakes onto the scoring, but the next over conceded 12 runs by Giri. The beautiful delivery, making Rosh jump. Rosh scored 1 run of 7 balls. Clearly all at sea against the leg spinner. He's not sure whether he needs to go forward or come back. Plays it down, trying to play down leg side. Wrapped on the pads and he's been given LBW. So finally he's been put out of his misery. He's out for 1 of 8 balls. So second jolt to the Royal Sarabis boys. They are now 40 for the loss of 2 wickets. New man in. Hashim Abdullah. Right now they would want somebody to have a partnership with Sarat Nair. They need to take this game deep if they want to win it, and can't afford to lose too many wickets in the power play. They already lost 2. Comparatively, GS Academy had a better power play. They had scored 50 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, and Royal Sarabis have already lost 2. Hashim Abdullah to face Shehzad Hussain. Hashim Abdullah plays it towards point, wanting a single, sent back by Sarat Nair. Lucky he was quick to respond and come back to his crease. Could have been fatal otherwise. Could have been a long walk back to the pavilion. And no damage done. The score remains on 40. Tossed up delivery. Hashim Abdullah reading that well and just placing his bat right in front of the ball, making sure it does not hit his pad. So GS Academy is slowly trying to get a stranglehold on the scoring rate at the moment in this over. Up to the chance of a catch, and sorry, that's been bowled. Playing down the wrong line and losing his off bail. That was what they required. So another strike for the GS Academy boys. Royal Sarabis now 40 for 3. And the run rate slowly creeping towards that 9-run mark. It's the end of 5 overs. No runs being scored of this over. A wicket maiden for Shehzad. So he's bowled an excellent spell so far. He's got 2 overs, 1 maiden, 3 runs and 2 wickets. And the last over of the power play coming up. We have a look at the score between Arabian Stallions and Avengers. Avengers are 35 for 4 and 36 for 4 and 6.5 overs. They need another 185 of 79 deliveries. The required run rate of 14.05. Shah Khan bowling the solitary over and giving 2 runs in that. Josh is 1.5 overs, 12 runs with no wicket. Main damage done by Raish Chaudhary, who got 3 wickets and a catch to his credit. We come back to the game between Royal Sarabis and GS Academy. Umar Maqsood bowling, single being taken, a risky one. Sharad taking off for the single as soon as he hit it. His partner Shailesh responding. A bit of a misfield, ensuring that there is no more damage done. A single run added to the total. Score moves on to 41. Umar to Shailesh. Beautiful ball outside the off stump, shaping away. Again, another batsman coming in with no feet movement of any sort, not moving their feet along, coming behind the line of the ball, just playing with hard hands away from their body. Umar into ball to Shailesh. Again, just a open waft. The ball nestling into the keeper's gloves. Umar into ball to Shailesh. Full length. Oh, just over the man at short cover. Single being taken. The throw coming over towards the keeper's end. A single being added to the total. Umar now working up a bit of pace and making sure his lines are at the right place. Score moves on to 42. While we come to the last couple of deliveries of this power play. Umar into ball to Nair. Again a quick single towards short cover. Score moves on to 43. Shaila's facing Umar Maqsood. This is the last ball of the power play coming up. Full length, right under the bat. Umar working up a bit of pace out here. So the end of power play, 43 for 3 is what Royal Sarabis have scored so far. They're chasing 173. They need another 130 runs more of the 84 balls that have to be bowled by the GS Academy boys. Good. Shahzad Hussain to continue. Wild swing, ball goes up in the air. Samarth nestling under it. Could have a drop. He stationed himself beautifully under the ball, but just not bringing the gloves together to hold on to the catch. So much needed life for Sarath Nair. Another lofted drive towards long off, going towards it. Another good attempt, but can't stop the boundary. Score moves on to 48. So Shailesh lofting that ball over long off. Lucky enough that the long off fielder was slightly wider, had a lot of space to cover. So he would consider himself unlucky. He could have got a couple of wickets in the 2 deliveries he's bowled so far. Shailesh this time plays it over mid wicket. The man at deep mid wicket doing the fielding. Single added to the total. Score moves on to 49. Current run rate of 7.54. Required run rate has crept over 9 runs. Another one straight. Lucky enough that was an under edge, so the LBW is negated by the umpire. The playing back and across to a foolish delivery. Saratnath last ball of the 7th over coming up. Current run rate of 7.17. Wanting to play it down to covers, doesn't gets an inner edge and goes towards the bowler. End of the over, end of 7 overs, 49 for the loss of 3 wickets. In reply to GS Academy's scoring 172 for 7. Major contributions from Samarth, while we see Sai Sudarshan coming into the attack. The second best is 33 extras, followed by Rao who had 27 and Raveen Babar who had scored 21. Not much of a contribution from the rest of the bowlers. Shaila is taking strike. He's on 6 of 6 with 1 boundary, sorry. Right arm off break bowler. Fastish off break, plays it down to short point, single being taken. We have players of the next game getting ready for their game out here at the Ajman Sports Club, sorry, Royal Sports Club in Ajman. Thickish outside edge, ball running away towards the third man boundary, a welcome boundary for Royal Sarabis. Score moves on to 54. Sharat Nath has 4 hits to the fence. Sudarshan bowling a good length. Unlucky that the edge, there was nobody behind the keeper to stop that ball. The ball racing onto the boundary. Sharat now. Lot of confusion out there. Both the batsmen not sure, stranded, but lucky enough to stay inside the crease, and the ball not hitting the sticks. So far ends well for the Sarabis boys. Sai Sudarshan to Nath. Another wild swing, this time over the short third man and racing away to the boundary. Another edge resulting in a boundary. So a bit of luck running for the Royal Sarabis boys. A couple of edges have not found the fielders but have found the fence. So score moves on to 58. Royal Sarabis will not mind that as long as the runs keep coming and they come at a brisk pace that they want. Beautiful ball outside the off stump, just drifting in, catching Sharat Nath on the crease. And good take by the keeper, Samarth. This time playing it in the air towards short mid wicket. Sai Sudarshan doing the fielding of his own bowling. A single added to the total. End of 8 overs, 59 for 3. Sharat Nath batting 27 of 25 with 5 hits to the fence. Shailash 7 runs of 7 balls with 1 hit to the fence. Royal Sarabis need another 114 runs of the remaining 12 overs at 9.5 runs per over. They will need somebody to bat big out here in the next few overs, make sure that they don't lose too many wickets and score those runs. We have a look at the other game that's happening, Arabian Stallions versus Avengers. Avengers again moving further down. They lost their 5th wicket. Eda Wilson getting the wicket of Syed Mohammad Hussain. He was bowled of 7 runs of 13 balls, so not so happy times for the Avengers United, who started off this tournament with a victory against the Unique Group but lost the second game and now are in deep trouble at the moment for 57 for 5. While we come back to the game between Royal Sarabis and GS Academy. Shahzad bowling the last over of his quota of 4 overs, no run being taken of it. Sharad playing it towards point but no run being conceded out there. Score remains on 59. Again plays it down to point. Mubashir trying to do the fielding. Ball racing towards the point fence but stopped inside the boundary. 2 runs added to the total. Score moves on to 61. Ball 3.2 overs for 11 runs and he's got 2 wickets. Should have had a couple of more, but would be happy that he's stopped the flow of runs which was leaking in the first few overs that Royal Sarabis had started off from. Single added to the total. Score moves on to 62. Sharath Nair is on 30 of 28. They need another 111 runs of 69 balls. Shaila is hitting it right up in the air. The man at long on coming off, and after a couple of juggles he drops the catch, so 2 runs added to the total. The fielding ball ricocheting off the stumps. Shailash wanted another run, stopped by his partner. Score moves on to 64. Last couple of deliveries of his quota tonight for Shehzad. Would want to cap it off with a 3 or a 4 for. And he gets the third one. This time the leg break, catching Shailash on the crease. His luck runs out. So the 4th wicket down for 64. So the fall of wickets for the Royal Sarabis team. Zaid Hussain was the first to go for 17, while Nitantan, the wicketkeeper, is coming to join Sharath Nair, who's seen 4 of his partners come and go. Rosh Kumar was out when the score was 40. Hashim Abdullah again at 40. Shailash now at 64. We switch tabs to the Arabian Stallions game versus Avengers. There's 63 for 5 of 9.2 overs. Amir Yasin holding fort. He's got 25 of 18 with 3 hits to the fence and 1 maximum. Rashid Yasin is 4 of 5 with 1 boundary to his credit. Rashid Yasin collects another boundary for himself, so score propels to 67 for 5. We're coming towards the halfway part of that innings. Well, we come back to the game between GS Academy versus Royal Sarabis, who are now in deep trouble. Nitantan, the wicketkeeper, joining as I speak. Shehzad has got a 3 for so far. Last ball, can he get a 4 and sink Royal Sarabis even further down? Let's have a look. Tossed up delivery, wide down leg side. Samarth not collecting it. 5 runs added to the total. So figures get a bit dented out here when you give away such freebies, and 5 runs without a ball being counted. So score moves on to 69. We're coming to the end of the 9th over. Fine leg being brought a bit more finer to cover that angle. Inner edge, lucky enough to survive that. That's the end of his spell tonight. Shehzad Hussain, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 19 runs and 3 wickets. It's an excellent spell that he's bowled. Put the brakes to the Royal Sarabis innings and managed to get 3 out of the 4 wickets that have fallen so far. So there's a lot of spin on offer for the GS Academy boys. Sai Sudarshan to continue. He gave away 10 runs of his first over. Both the boundaries scored were of edges that flew over the short third man area. Right, I'm off break. This time, Sharath taking full toll of the tossed up delivery, deposits it over long on for the first maximum of the innings. So he jumps on to 36 of 29, trying to make a match out of it here. Score moves on to 75. They need another 98 of the 65 deliveries. So not impossible, a tough one, but somebody has to stay there and get the run. Sharath taking another one straight to the man at long on, and this time it's been taken. Mubashir Malik running over to his right and ensuring that he takes that catch. A commentator's curse, I must say. While he just started to shape up to play a big innings, Sharath plays it straight down to the man at long on and loses his wicket. So 75 for 5. We are in the 10th over of this innings. We're waiting for the new man to come in for the Royal Sarabis team. Dhanuka Chamikara, the left-hander, coming to take strike. Sai Sudarshan managing to get his revenge back. He was hit for 6 of the first ball, didn't back away, tossed up that ball and invited Sharath to go over the top again. And he did, but did manage to find the man at long on and lose his wicket. So half the side out in the hut now. And we're coming towards the midway part of this innings. 2 new men at the crease. Dhanuka yet to take strike, and Nitantan has just faced one delivery. Sai Sudarshan plays it down. Dhanuka plays it towards short third, doesn't go for the single. Not a good throw by the fielder. A short third man fires. A wayward throw and not so good keeping by the keeper as well. So, but no damage done. Score remains on 75. Sai Sudarshan slightly quickish delivery towards the pads. Dhanuka playing it towards fine leg. Single being taken. A throw fired in from fine leg. 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 76. Sai Sudarshan edge past the keeper, goes towards short square leg. 1 run being added to the total. Score moves on to 77. Left-hander on strike. Short ball, plays, cuts it towards point, gets another boundary. Much needed boundary for the Royal Sarabis team. Score moves on to 81. A rare loose delivery from Sai Sudarshan results in a boundary. Score 81 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 10 overs. Royal Thampan Cup organized by the World of Sports team. So Royal Sarabis need another 92 runs of the remaining 60 balls that are there. The run rate is not a problem. You would ideally not wanted to lose 5 wickets in 10 overs that have been bowled so far. Not much of batting to follow, so they will be counting on these two men to steer them home. While the players take a break out here at the Royal Sports Club in Ajman. Sarji! Sarji! What's your full name? Saxena. Saxena. Samarth guy. Yes. Okay. What's your role in this team? Like your?
No, I'm just bringing Samarth over there. Samarth plays for the team. So yes, I know most of them. Most of the kids have played. So I know most of them. And basically motivating them.
Who's bowling now? Sai, right? No, Sai. Yeah, Gautam. Huh? Kumar into the attack. We're into the second half of the innings now. Edge being dropped out there. Samarth's having a mixed day out here. Scored some 75 good runs, but we have an update of the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, where Morocco has upset Portugal in the quarterfinals. A single being scored, and one goal. It was what Morocco needed to send Portugal crashing. So this World Cup's been a bit of upset. A lot of major teams have not made it to the semi-finals out here. इधर से ले लूँगा अब एंगल चेंज करना Wild swing by Dhanuka. Again, another miss by Samarth. By being conceded out here. So score moves on to 83. Oh, that was by 4 runs. Sorry, that's 86. Kumaran bowling a good line out here. He's conceded only 1 run off the bat so far in the 4 balls that he has bowled. Score remains on 86 for 5. Another 87 required of the 56 balls that have to be bowled. Left arm. Chance of a catch. More goes to a short third man. Single conceded. A wild throw resulting in an overthrows. So score moves on to 88. Last ball of the 11th over coming up. So the last ball of the over coming up. Cross spree is ensuring that the bails are not staying in their place. Umpire replacing them back onto the screws of the stump. And last ball of the over coming up. Dabs it down to third man. Single being taken. That's the end of the over. Welcome back, and we have Mr. Saxena out here. Welcome, Mr. Saxena. Happy with the way Samarth has played today so far?
Yes, happy. The way he batted, it was good, but he has to improve his own keeping. Keeping is bit pulling him down. The way he batted, yes, prouds.
And the team situation as of now, another 80 runs more in the 9 overs. You think your boys are good enough to defend it?
I think they should defend this total now. They have already taken 5 wickets, another 5 more wickets, and the game is done then.
What sort of a team environment and what sort of a talk is being given to the boys before a game and after a game when you all are there?
It's just let them enjoy, because these guys are 16 years, 17 years boys. We just tell them to enjoy the game as much as possible, and rest is it's the learning curve for them. So they are learning each and every day. They are learning.
All right, thank you for your time, Mr. Saxena, and all the best for this game and the future of the tournament. Hope to see you, catch on with you very soon. That's live action back again. We're into the 12th over. Mubashir back into the attack. He bowled the first over where he went for quite a few, so he will want to make amends to that. 89 for 5 of the 11 overs. Well, played over. Dhanuka playing it over square leg for a boundary. Score moves on to 93 for 5. Another 80 runs of 53 balls. As Mr. Saxena said, he hopes that his boys will get those 2 points tonight that they are looking for. They got to get much tighter with this. Mubashir into bowl to Dhanuka. Another short one, plays it down to point. Fielded. A half stop results in another couple of runs added to the total. Good throw right into the keeper's gloves next to the stumps. 2 runs added to the total. Dhanuka should relish this sort of a length where it helps him free his arms. Mubashir has to bowl much better line than that. He cannot keep bowling those short deliveries and giving away width for the batsman to take advantage of. Bashir has bowled 1.2 overs and given 22 runs so far. Straightish ball, 1 run towards third man being kept quite finer, not the conventional third man, but a lot finer for those edges that keep flying past the keeper. Windy conditions out here, difficult for the pace bowlers to control them on quite a few occasions, and these are, as he said, these are 16, 17-year-old boys, must be excited, a lot of exuberance, and then they try various things out here. They got to settle down and maintain those line and lengths that they have been practicing at the nets. The game between Avengers and Arabian Stallions. Arabian Stallions are 98 for 6. Amir Yasin holding fort with 31 of 24. He has lost a lot of partners around him. Required run rate jumping to 18.45. We are in the 14th over of that innings, and we are into the 12th over of this innings. 97 for 5. Dhanuka on 15 of 10 with 2 boundaries. Foolish delivery, played towards the man at gully, single being taken. Score moves on to 98 of 11.5. Last ball of the 12th over coming up. Another no ball being bowled by Mubashir. He'll have to reload and bowl this again. A free hit coming up. Dhanuka would relish that. Free hit coming up. Edge into the keeper's gloves, but that's not going to count. That's a free hit ball. Dhanuka must consider himself unlucky that he didn't take advantage of it. So 100 up for the Royal Sarabis boys. They need another 73 of 8 overs remaining in this innings. Extras, 25 extras being conceded so far. KR, the bowler, he gave away 4 runs of the first over that he had bowled. Nitanthan, the batsman, taking strike. Flat batted towards mid-wicket, single being taken. 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 101. Rao needs to marshal his troops well. He's got a left-right combination to handle as well. Swing towards the square leg boundary. Stopped inside the fence. 1 run added to the total. Score moves out to 102. Third ball of the over. Plays it towards long off. Ramveen going towards the ball. Fields it. 1 run added to the total. 103. A good throw back to the bowler, keeping the score to 1 run. Scores 103 for 5. Hello? नहीं आया कुछ भी. Four balls bowled in the over, 4 runs being considered. Score moves out. Fifth ball of the over, no run being added to the total. 104 for 5. We're in the 13th over of the innings. The last ball coming up. Quickish delivery. Plays it to a short cover. Rao coming under it. Chance of a catch. 6th wicket gone. So the 6th wicket falls at the score of 104. Nitantan's stay at the crease comes to an end. €831 क्या स्पेंड कर रहे हो आप?
नहीं मैंने नहीं किया।
यार क्या कर रहे हो यार? मुझे मैसेज आया है.
ब्लॉक करो फिर ब्लॉक करो। ये कोई रिक्वेस्ट है ना?
Samsung Pay. Dear, thank you for activating Samsung Pay on your debit card. 135
मैं 78 सिर्फ KFC का डाल रही थी। तो हो गया डेबिट हो गया?
डेबिट तो नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
सॉरी यार मैं KFC का डील दिखा रहा था।
नहीं, don't do. There's some glitch out there.
अच्छा आप कैंसिल करते हो?
हाँ करो, आप करो. I can't do it.
क्या मैंने क्या किया?
मैं देखता हूँ. बाय. Sorry sir. Don Dinesh, the new man in. Care to bowl. 1 run added to the total. Dhanaka takes a single. Score moves out to 105. Don taking strike to KR. Straightish ball plays back to the bowler. Score remains on 105. Chance of a caught behind. Yes, it's been given. Batsman looks surprised out there. The bowler wasn't confident. Keeper went up right away as soon as he took in the players around the ring. They were confident enough. The 7th wicket down for Royal Sarabis. 105 for 7 now. We're in the 14th over of the innings. Don playing down the wrong line, gets an under edge. Good catch by Samarth, redeeming himself up after quite a few let-ups that he had in his keeping. Had a wonderful stay at the batting crease when he was batting earlier in the evening today. Sarabis getting a couple of quick wickets to, GS Academy getting a couple of quick wickets. No, wide down leg side, resulting in 5 more runs being added to the total. Score moves on to 110. Azim Hafiz, the new man in. The men to follow are Prajeet, Neil and Suhail. Quick single being taken to point. Score moves on to 111. Dhanuka, the lone recognized batsman, who will have to get his team over the line out here. Triple Nelson the score. KR into ball to Dhanuka. Dhanuka eyeing that leg side mid wicket square leg region. Plays it back to the bowler. Tossed up delivery. Understanding that trying to play a lofted shot could not yield the result that he's looking for. Plays it back to the bowler. Chance of an LBW going down leg side, I guess. Umpire not interested. So the end of the over. Azim Hafiz to take strike. Gautam Krishna into the attack. He is going to bowl the 15th over of the innings. Azim Hafiz on strike. Short ball, plays it down to long on. Umar Maqsood doing the fielding, flat throw towards the bowler. 1 run being added to the total. Coming round the wicket to the left-hander. Four runs added to the total. Score moves on to 117. A no ball, adding to the agony of the bowler. Score moves on to 118 with a free hit coming up. So it wasn't a no ball, so 4 runs only added, 117. Chance of a run out, missed, and extra runs could be considered out here. So all drama happening out here in the center. Leg byes added to the total. Score 120 for 7, 14.3 overs completed. Seven runs conceded in the 3 balls that have been bowled so far, legal balls. Short ball, swiveled and played it over mid-wicket. Umpire checking for a 6. Yes, that's a 6. So welcome hit to the boundary by Dhanuka. Score moves on to 126. Bowling it short and into the body of the batsman. A left-hander is not going to miss out on that. Powers it over mid-wicket for a maximum. Score moves on to 126. Fielders moved quite square, mid-wicket and cow corner. Long on being left open. He's got to adjust his line. Long off being brought quite square to cover the long on region as well. Short ball again, played it towards mid-wicket. 1 run being added to the total. 127 the score. 173 is what Royal Sarabis is chasing. Remember, both these teams have played 2 matches and 1 match respectively. No wins so far, so they will be keen on getting those 2 points and get their campaign underway. Royal Sarabis playing the 3rd game, whereas GS Academy playing the 2nd game. Last ball of the over, short one, plays it over 3rd man, into the hands of short 3rd man. So the end of Azim Hafiz. So the hello. नहीं अभी तक तो नहीं हुआ है. नहीं होगा कुछ भी, डोंट वरी. आपने सही OTP नहीं डाला ना, अभी तक तो नहीं आया कोई. ठीक है, पता नहीं, मैं अभी देखता हूँ. मेरी बैटरी भी लो है. ठीक है, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. 127 for 8 is what the score is. Gautam Krishna finally getting a wicket of the last ball after conceding 13 runs in that over. New man in Neil Hegde. Kia to bowl to Dhanuka. Straight hit towards a chance, trying to take a Umar Maqsood running in to try to take the catch. Then in the end trying to stop it with his foot, injuring himself and letting the ball go to the boundary. Score moves on to 131. Not a smart thing to do out here. You either stay back and stop the boundary, or you go dive in full length to take the catch. You can't use your foot in these situations. Could be pretty damaging. Dhanuka takes a wild swing again down. Shot third man. Drop. Score moves on to 132. Gautam Krishna running in from gully. So Chaos not happy with what's happening out there. Neither the boundary is being stopped nor are the catches being taken. Neil Hegde to take strike for the first time. Dhanuka very lucky to stay in between. Good ball, pitching and spinning away from Neil. Neil will want to make amends for the bowling that he had done earlier in the evening today. He had conceded 26 of the 2 overs that he's bowled, so he will want to get a few runs under his belt and try. Full length ball played back to the bowler. So good comeback from KR after conceding 5 runs of the first 2 balls, 2 dot balls. Score remains on 132 for 8. Tries to back away and cut. No run. Ball into Samarth's gloves. Last ball of the over coming up. Bowling it, firing it down leg side. Again a miss by the wicket keeper. Ball racing away to the boundary. 5 runs added to the total. A lot of talk in the middle whether to concede a single to the batsman has resulted in 5 runs added to the total and the ball being re-bowled. Wild swing and a miss. End of the over. "36 runs required of the last 24 balls. This game going neck and neck. The only issue that Royal Sarabis have now is that they have lost 8 wickets. Umar Maqsood coming into the attack, will want to finish this innings fast. Dhanuka batting on 33 of 21. Umar Maqsood into Dhanuka, who's batting 33 of 21. Wide, wild ball, 5 runs added to the total. Royal Sarabis will take this with open arms. It's not something that's expected from a senior player out in the team. His job is to ensure he doesn't give away those free runs, and 5 runs is what has been given. So the equation now coming down to 31 of 24. Into Dhanuka, plays it, happy to play a dot ball. He knows as long as he is there at the wicket, he can get those 31 more runs that they need. One of 23, while again down leg side, 1 run being added to the total. There's wides, rather 2 runs added to the total without a ball being added to the scorecard. (29) required of 23 balls. 7 runs added to the total, with 1 ball being considered as a legal ball. Neil Hegde eyeing that leg side. It's empty as well. Plays it down to short cover. Quick single being taken. Rao trying to go for a run out. And another run being added to the total. 2 runs added. Total mayhem out here. (27) required of 22 balls. Young Turks not having a good time on the field. Catches being dropped and extra runs being conceded. So the equation now coming on to 27 of 22 balls. We are in for a cliffhanger out here. Exciting game on our hands in the last 22 balls that are coming up. Plays it down to mid-wicket, long on, mid-wicket does the fielding. 1 run more added to the total. 26 of 21 required. (147 for 8). 26 of 20. Plays it towards mid-wicket. Chance of a catch. Fantastic catch by Mubashir. Under pressure. Running into his right, and a safe pair of hands. Umar Maqsood finally picking up a wicket after conceding 10 runs of the 3 legal balls that he had bowled. The 4th legal ball getting him a wicket. The Captain Rao just can breathe a bit easy now. Dhanuka, after playing a beautiful innings, would have wanted to stay and close out this game, but unfortunately he found the man at mid-wicket and he is out. Last pair standing out there, Neil Hegde and Suhail. Umar Maqsood. Wild swing. Umar Maqsood will want to finish this off quickly and not leave it to the next over. Another swing and a miss. End of the over. "26 of the last 18 balls. Kiar into bowl. 26 of the last 18 balls. We're running into overtime of this game while we have another game coming up in the next few minutes out here on this ground. 4 men outside patrolling the boundary. We have a mid-wicket, long on, long off and an extra cover. Men inside the circle, short third, gully, point, short cover and a square leg next to the umpire. KR in swing straight over covers for a boundary. So 22 of 17. Neil Hegde stepping down and peppering the cover boundary for 4 runs. 22 of the last 17. Hands moving all round. Field placements. Just want to make sure the fielder's at the right place. KR into Neil. Steps down again. Wild swing. Chance for a man at cover. And a drop. 2 runs added to the total. The fielder coming in and judging it well, but the ball just slipping out of his hands at the last minute. "20 of the last 16. 6 runs coming of the first 2 deliveries. Plays it down. Plays a reverse sweep. No, asking for an LBW. The umpire says not out. 20 of 15 required. A sensible approach out here from Neil would help them. Doesn't need to play those shots. There's nobody behind that he can rely on. Chance of a stumping. Is he given out? Yes, he is. And that's the end of the innings and the game. GS Academy winning by 19 runs. A late fight back by the Royal Sarabis boys brought this match done been. So that's the end of the game, and GS Academy registering the first points of the game, of the tournament rather, winning by 19 runs, and we'll have the presentation in the next few moments. Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation between Royal Sarabis and the GS Academy. GS Academy prevailing in a much tighter encounter by 19 runs. We'll quickly start with the man of the match, Samarth, for his 75 runs of 61 balls, 7 hits to the fence and 1 6. The trophy will be handed to him by his mother. We earlier had a chat with Samarth out here and he said he was quite happy with the way he batted. Samarth, your keeping, I had a chat with your dad during the mid-innings and he said that your keeping has to improve. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it has to improve a lot. I gave a lot of buys, but then at the end I came back stronger and took 1 catch and a stumping.
Happy with your performance tonight? A lot of things to work on in the future?
Yeah, like I have to work on my keeping a lot, my collection, and overall it was a great game. That 1 catch by Mudassir changed the whole game.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best for the future. In the tournament, we'll have Prajeet from Royal Sarabis. Prajeet, 3 losses on the trot, 77 for 1 to 78 for 4. Where do you think did you let the game slip away from you all?
I think we did bowl really well today compared to the last 2 games, and we let the batting slip away compared to how we did in the last few games as well.
Any changes you would like to see in the batting order with Dhanuka coming a little lower than what was expected of him?
Anyways, his position was supposed to be that throughout the tournament, so I think one match he did open the starting game and later he was anyway supposed to be playing lower. But there will be a lot of changes happening in the batting order for the next few games.
So all the best for the future. We'll have to hope to see you get some points in the tournament and as we move on. Thank you. And we'll have Rao, the captain. Rao, nervy moments. You're getting wickets and giving away a lot of runs. Not with the bat, but with the wides and buys. What is going to be the talk now with the boys? Because the tournament's just heated up. You got your first points of the tournament. You're going to have some more tougher teams to face in the future.
Yeah, after match we had discussed the same thing, the points where we are doing the mistakes like misfeelings and buys and extras over wides and all. I'm sure that these guys will rectify for the next match. Hope so. We came for here to win the trophy. That's it.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best for the future. That's the presentation for tonight. GS Academy prevailing by 19 runs in a close encounter. Royal Sarabis unlucky to be losing the 3rd game on the trot. That's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow again with a couple of double headers. Thank you. Good night.